It's Chris here from the One Question, and welcome to the second ever episode of Culture Crowd. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to this man, Harry Hugo, the co-founder of Go Agency. In my opinion, one of the best influencer agencies worldwide. So firstly, Harry, thank you ever so much for coming on. And would you mind just letting our audience know a little bit more about yourself and Go and how you help people?
Of course. Okay, so it's early in the morning, so bear with me. We are 120 people worldwide. We've got an office in London, in Singapore, in New York. We've been going for 4.5 years. We grew from profit. We scaled the business through delivering great campaigns and clients coming back, spending more money with us. We only raised money 6 months ago, once we got to 120 people and the 3 offices. So, our growth has nothing to do with investment. It's through great delivery of great work for clients.
Fantastic.
Personally, I'm 25. I started the entrepreneurial journey when I was 16, running football websites. I sold that business early last year. I worked for my co-founder, Aaron. I worked for his business when I was 18 to 20, and that's kind of when we realized, that was when the light bulb moment happened, where we're like, okay, well, actually influencer marketing and this whole social media thing is pretty big. We should cash in pretty quick.
That's awesome. And I can't wait to delve deeper into the different offices and how that works with your culture and how you're communicating, because it must present some challenges for you.
For sure. It's I think when you get into business, like those are like the dream things that you really want. International offices, it's like I suppose it's a bit of a mark of success.
Yeah, like an accomplishment. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is, and we're very, very proud that we've been able to grow the business to that point. But yeah, for sure, it probably creates more problems, like small problems, than it creates small wins. But the big wins off the back of it are
huge.
fantastic. But yeah, culturally, it's tough. Like Singapore, it's 8:30 in the morning here. It's the reason I get in relatively early now. It's because we're already very close to the end of the day in Singapore, and New York isn't awake for another 5 hours. So, it's a constant battle for us now, where it used to be an 8-hour day, then it became a 12-hour day or 13-hour day with New York, and now it's a 24-hour day based on Singapore. So it's a complete different challenge to what it was 2 years ago.
I mean, time zones is a whole other thing. We'll get back to that for sure. Let's just take you back, if you don't mind, Harry, to just the kind of like the beginning of Go. How did you go about starting? Because you've built such an exceptional company culture. How did you begin? What did you set any precedents from the off, or has it just kind of grown and developed over time?
It's a good question. I don't think we set out to create a great company culture. That was never really the goal. I think it's super important, and I put a lot of our growth down to the fact that everyone gets on, everyone pulls for each other, and there's a culture here of winning. And I suppose that's the only thing we really pushed hard. It's like, okay, and we'll get onto it, I'm sure, but like the perk of this job isn't the classic, you get gym membership and you get free breakfast. That's not the actual perk here. The perk here is you've got an opportunity to accelerate yourself as a career right the way through to the top in a very short amount of time. So the perk here is progression or opportunity, and therefore once you present that as the perk, then the only real culture you can create around that is winning. And there's a bit of a taboo in the UK around pushing people to win. Everyone wants to be congratulated for coming second and third and fourth, and I'm just a bit bored of that culture. I was brought up to win. I wanted to win my football league. I wanted to win at 100-meter sprint. I wanted to win everything, and I'm a very competitive person. But I want to breed not an overly competitive office, but I want to breed something that people at least really, really value wins and want to do everything they possibly can to make sure that's a win. And we don't celebrate the fact that we got shortlisted for an award or we got shortlisted for a pitch. Like, it's all well and
It's
good.
only if you win.
Yeah, what's the point? What's the point? And, that culture enables us to, we're on a 9-month run right now where we haven't lost a pitch over 500K for 9 months. And that culture, it's self-fulfilling. You start winning those things and your culture is bred to win, and you can celebrate huge success. And then you go into actually delivering the campaigns with a really, really positive outlook on everything.
As a business leader, how have you actually managed, though, to get your team to care about winning as much as you? Because there's still this attitude, sadly, in the world of this whole kind of like 9 till 5 thing where you rock up, you get your paycheck and you go home. How have you got your staff to care so much about winning like you do? How does that work in Go?
Because they've seen others and they see themselves progressing really fast up the business if they care. They have to be good. They have to be really good. They have to care. They have to, I want people to treat this like their own business. I'm realistic enough to understand that they're not going to treat it exactly like I'm going to treat it. But, I've got people here who've been here 3 or 4 years. And, the business has only been going 4.5 years, who've gone from 20K a year graduates with no experience, no previous jobs, to over 60K senior leaders in the business. Brilliant. Where they just never have that opportunity in 3.5 years anywhere else. And I'm genuinely serious. I don't think there's another business in the UK that is pushing people as hard as we are, but giving them all of the perks of that progression. And
brilliant.
If you come in here and you do well for us and we do well as a business, then we will reward you massively if you are brilliant. One of us. And we use that term quite a lot, one of us, because that is what really matters to us. Like, do you really, really want to work with us to create something amazing? And if we create something amazing, then we want you to be a part of that journey as well. And we're going to along the way.
I think that's a fantastic point. Something that you touched upon there. I think people that go to work now, particularly, I'll say our generation. I'm only a year older than you. That scares me a lot. I think we want to have more than just the paycheck. It's about legacy. It's about making a difference and all of those lovely, fluffy things. But I think a key part that you've touched on there is feeling like you're part of a community of people. So not just a team and that sort of thing. Harry, how have you maintained this culture over time? Because, of course, as we've touched upon already, you'll hit stumbling blocks along the way. How have you kept up? Because obviously you've grown, exponentially. You've reached new heights, new offices, so many members of staff now. Considering you've only been in business for 4.5 years,
really hard. And we've had blips in company culture all the way through that 4.5 years. I think maybe people watching this are like, we had really good company culture when we were 5 people, but now we're 20, and I'm worried that the company culture is kind of waning from what it was. It's not how I remember it. I say to those people, don't worry. Like, I think you need big moments, like realization moments like that, where you can snap back and go, okay, well, what do we need to regain this? And we have had to collar like these pieces of, and I really do believe that culture is tangible. You can feel it. I can walk out of my office now and I can feel today is going to be a good day just by the energy in the office is everything.
Yeah. So with you.
And as soon as I've got a week of, God, people aren't up for this at the moment. Now that can be for a lot of different reasons, but if we feel as a senior team that people aren't up for it, then we need to make something happen. We need to make a change. And I think it was Einstein that said that if you continue to do the same thing over and over again, and I think that we have to keep reminding ourselves, okay, well, we're just trying the same thing over and over again. We've got different people than 4 years ago. What do we need to do differently in order to inspire these people, motivate these people? Now, we've all got a common goal. That common goal is to win and to take on the big media agencies and do something different and disrupt this market. But we want to feel like everyone's winning. And I also don't want example, I've been employed by a company that was growing really fast. I don't want to feel like people are sat here and not enjoying it. They're
Yeah.
not seeing the bigger picture, because if you're not sat here really, really enjoying it, then I'm sorry, you're just not seeing it. And so
Yeah.
sometimes show them something and excite them again to get them back in.
I couldn't agree more with you, Harry. I really couldn't. How are you in terms of like it? Yeah, I know you said you don't really do incentives as such, like the classics, but how are you keeping your best staff? How are you kind of trying to improve your staff retention now that you're
Yeah,
growing so fast?
so a big focus for us last year and this year has been on people, and valuing our best staff as best we can, giving back as much as we possibly can in terms of package. But yeah, for us, it's just about the opportunity for progress. Honestly, I can't bang that drum hard enough. Like that is it. I can't think of another business that you can go from 20 grand to 60 grand in 3 years. Like, it just doesn't happen.
So when you say progression, Harry, sorry to interrupt, do you mean your financial package or not necessarily a training opportunity or anything like that? Is it purely financial?
I don't really think of training as a perk, but I suppose it is. So we have a full training schedule every single week, which is split into 3 different modules, that anyone can turn up to at any session. The session is done in the morning every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Brilliant.
We have lunch and learn every Friday, which is run by one of the team, based on a
Love
campaign
that.
run. We put on lunch. So yeah, like, I don't really think of those as perks. Is that bad? But like, those are just things.
No, I think it says a lot about you guys and how far you've come, because there's still so many people out there that aren't doing all these things. So kudos to you.
The big elephant in the room is we create a vlog every day, right? So we spend 200 grand a year creating a video for everyone to watch every single day about what they've achieved.
Yeah.
That is what ties our whole business together. Now, it is very unaffordable for a lot of businesses and business owners watching this to
Sure.
invest we have in video, but it is, or it has been, a very, very good communication tool worldwide, because we release the videos every single day. For people that haven't watched it, we basically daily vlog the whole business across the world every day and then release it.
They are awesome, by the way.
And we release it at 6:30 p.m. every day in London time, which is lunchtime in New York. So they watch it as a team, and then it is 2:30 a.m. in, so they watch it as a team when they get into the office. So in terms of like togetherness, in terms of people knowing what others are doing, and I think that's the biggest breakdown of company culture when you get to a certain size, and it's probably about 30 people. When people don't know what other people are doing, that is the biggest breakdown. That was the first big breakdown of company culture, because
Interesting.
people lose a bit of control, people lose a bit of hands on everything, and people lose the understanding of what people are working on. Are people pulling their weight? Are people pulling more weight than you and you can feel it? Like, all these different things, because you're not 100% sure what people are doing. Whereas the goes a tiny bit towards understanding what people are working on every single day in any part of the world, and seeing when people win, when people lose. All those things are really important. And I'm not against people losing. Like, we want people to lose in this business.
That's so important. Yeah, for sure.
We just want them to lose fast and learn and win next.
Absolutely love that.
But the losing's great. Like, we are totally open to failing and making mistakes. Like, we completely understand that. We're growing business, we're disrupting, we're trying to do something different. So we get the fact that is a consequence of that. But you have to learn. We have to make changes in order to win next time. So
I think
over the last 4 years, we've always lost the next biggest pitch before we've gone and won one bigger. So like,
amazing.
We've never won our first pitch at a certain value. So if like our most recent one, for about 5 million, we lost the first one, but we took so many learnings about how to win a deal at that size, because we never pitched for anything at that big, that global, nothing. So we had no idea about all the ins and outs. And then pitch 2, we win it, and then that's the change. So, and that's always been the case. Like, we're very open to failing, but as long as we learn from that mistake, and those learnings are then taken into that situation the second time, and then we win.
I think the really good value nugget in there, Harry, is actually the video side of things. A lot of people that aren't in the marketing world necessarily won't do this as often, but I think the whole documenting your process and everything that you're doing is
Yeah.
actually quite clever, because staff become even more accountable to what they're doing. And does it make people sit up a bit? Does it make people, put on a bit of a show? Does it improve company culture having that literally that documentation process throughout the whole thing all of the time?
Uh, I don't know. Very, very difficult to say. It certainly brings people's energy up. I think
Which
it's
is important, crucial actually.
yeah. I think it. We've created a lot more confidence in people, um,
Brilliant.
and it's not a perk. Again, I wouldn't count it as a perk, but it is very, very weird to have a camera shoved in your face
Yeah,
the time during your workday when you're trying to deliver millions of pounds worth of client work. It is really weird.
yeah,
And these guys have gone from, and if you go back and watch, we're on episode 244. We've done every single workday for 244 days. If you go back and watch the first 20 episodes, people on camera are really, really bad. Really, really
yeah,
bad.
yeah,
And like, obviously, they're not actors, they're not performers. Like, they've got no idea how to
yeah.
do it. You go and watch the last 10 episodes, and the slickness and the confidence and the the conciseness of how they get points across, and how they're funny, they're entertaining, they're insightful. They know all the different beats they've got to hit. Like, they're becoming really, really good speakers, which in a client servicing business like we are, in a career that they're trying to forge where the only thing that really matters is sales and the ability to make people happy in relationship, it's like the ultimate training without them knowing.
Love
And
that.
we've created, or I can see people around the office who have literally gone from not saying anything to being fantastic on the vlog, and the confidence they now exude in the office environment without the camera is amazing. They can lead meetings now. They can do lunch and learns without being nervous before. Like, all these things just weren't possible a year ago for that person, and now they've got to the point where that's comfortable.
Absolutely brilliant. Harry, is there kind of, if I could put you on the spot a little bit here, are there kind of like two key things that you would recommend to business owners and HR professionals across the world right now? What would you say to them to help improve their company culture?
Yeah, I think it's about valuing what actually matters to the group of people you have. So we have a group of young people, average age is 25 or 26, um, and those people care about being valued, a pat on the back, opportunity, potential for career growth, knowing where they stand. Like, that is a big, big factor.
Sure. I like that.
I know, uh, I know I've got the opportunity to grow, but where am I now? Like, where do I fit? Like,
Amazing.
telling them facts. Um, yeah, we're just in a generation that's completely different to anything before, where people want to know stuff. People want information, and it's about how you can give it to them. So we try and give it to them in loads of different ways. We've got video, we've got appraisals, we've got informal meetings, we've got lunch and learns, we've got training schedules, we've got all these different things that matter to them. And I'm sure there's loads of things, if our staff are watching this, that we could do better. But we're growing very fast, and the last 18 months has been all about process and people, and how can we make that better. And I think we've done a pretty good job.
Harry, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. All of your knowledge and wisdom is very, very much valued. And I'm sure our audience have found it useful too. If you're watching or listening right now and you'd like to be featured on Culture Crowd, feel free to reach out to me. I'm Chris at the1question.com. Harry, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time as always. And everyone that's watching, listening, have an awesome day.